Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma and so I'm going to be going through my Gameweek 20 team selection as well as the Gameweek 20 wildcard draft, since it's the last game week where you can be able to use your first wildcard. So I'm going to go through it at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And before we get into the video, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. We're still aiming for 500 subscribers before the end of the year. I think you're 10 away, so make sure you subscribe so that you can be able to hit the 500 mark, and also leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. And without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first I'm going to go through my game week 19 team review. Managed to score 47 points, which took my overall points to 1098, and also give me a green arrow from 266,000 122,000, which I think is very good. Very good green arrow there. Hopefully Game 20 can bring out the same. So we had Turner in goal, 3 points, mostly save points there. Gabriel Livramento, 1 point apiece. Trent, 8 points. I think picking clean sheet and 2 bonus points. Martinelli with another blank. I think it's time to get him out of the team. 2 points. Son with an I think assist, 5 points. Then he had Salah blanking as well. 6 points from him. Foden with a goal, so 1 bonus point, 8 points. Watkins blanking again. Solanke with a goal and Archer with an assist, 5 points respectively. Then Ariola on the bench with a clean sheet once again against a big side, 10 points. Very disappointing to have in the bench in 2 game weeks in a row. Then you had Gehi, Taylor, and Palmer on the bench. 1 for Gay and Taylor, and Palmer did not play, so 0 points. So for game week 20, can be able to improve on that and get another green arrow. So now let's look at game week 20 content. So first you can look at the transfers I'm thinking of doing. I'm also leaning towards rolling the transfer, but before that I'm going to look at the transfer. So it's 50-50 between this transfer, the transfer, which is Livramento, who has lost his place to Dan Burn, who has come back from injury, and Newcastle are in all sorts of problems. They've been losing games. They have tough fixtures: Liverpool, Man City, Aston Villa in their next 3, which I think are very tough fixtures, and less chance of getting a clean sheet or even attacking returns. The player I'm looking to bring in is Gusto. Very good fixtures for Chelsea, Luton, Fulham, Wolves, and Crystal Palace in their next 5. So I think it's relatively a higher chance of getting a clean sheet, and also higher chance of getting an attacking return. The alternative, as I mentioned, is just rolling the transfer, putting Livramento on the bench, and using what I have so that I can be able to have 2 transfers for game week 21, which I think is also going to be a very good choice to do so. But for now, thinking about rolling the transfer, but is this something I'm thinking of doing? So now I'm going to be going through my game week 20 team we put in mind that I'm rolling the transfer. So let me know in the comments if you draw the transfer or you do the transfer. So we have Ariola in goal against Brighton. I think Brighton have just scored 4 goals against Spurs. But Brighton usually struggle against high defensive lines, which I think for the last 2 games against United and Arsenal, West Ham have displayed their high defensive line a lot. So I think it's going to be a relatively tough fixture. I'd expect some save points there. Then you have Gehi against Brentford. Just considered 4 goals to, was it 3 goals to Wolves, and they only scored a lucky goal. So the Crystal Palace now can be able to keep a clean sheet, although they've also been on a poor run. But I think I'm going to start Gehi in there. Then you have Gabriel against Fulham. Fulham have been very poor, very shambolic. So I'd expect a clean sheet there from Arsenal as they look to bounce back from their defeat against West Ham. Then you have Trent against Newcastle. Newcastle, as I've mentioned, they've in all sorts of problems. They've been playing really poor. So I'd expect the likes of Trent to be able to capitalize on that and come out with some attacking returns in that fixture. So that's a solid defense and a solid goalkeeper. Let's move on to the midfielders. So for the midfield, you're going to be having Martinelli in there against Fulham. it could be an easy swap to bring in a Boyd, but for now I'm going to stick with the Martinelli and hope that they can be able to perform against a poor Fulham side. Then you have Palmer against Luton, going to be back from suspension, so that's going to be able to perform as well. Then you have Foden against Sheffield, very poor defensively. You just saw it them against Luton, they conceded 3 goals, so that Foden can be able to continue his form in front of goal and able to perform in that fixture. Then you have Son against Bournemouth. I think this is going to be a tricky fixture for Son. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to go. And speaking of tricky fixtures, I did predictions with FPL Chicken. I'm going to put his link in the description and an annotation somewhere above there. So make sure you go check him out and check out that video as well. So then finishing off the midfield, you're going to have Salah in there against Newcastle. Last time they played, Salah did not do anything, but now I think with the Arsenal, with Liverpool being at home and Salah being the main man, I think they're going to be able to perform, and although Salah is going to come with attacking returns, he's going to be the captain. So yeah, so I hope he's going to be able to perform and bring in the points. Before we move on to the forwards, I usually post TikToks, Reels, and Shorts. So make sure you go check them out. The links will be down in the description. I also put some of the links on top of every segment that I mention. So make sure you go check the videos out. They're really helpful. And if you don't want to watch these long format videos, you can just go check out the shorts to save you some time. So now let's look at the forwards. So for the forwards, we're going to be having Solanke against Tottenham. Tricky fixtures I've mentioned for regarding Son, but you all know with strikers, no matter the fixture, they'll always find a way to score. And how that Solanke will be able to continue his hot form in front of goal and score in that fixture. Then you have Watkins against Burnley. They're going to be playing at home, so I would expect that Watkins will be able to turn up for that fixture and able to score some few goals here and there. We all know that Burnley are high scoring. I mean that Aston Villa are high scoring at home. Now that we're able to continue that form, especially Watkins, maybe a cheeky hat trick this game week. We only hope for the best and hope for that will be able to happen. Then the finishing off the team with the bench, Turner against United. I just think the higher chance for Brighton keeping a clean sheet. Then you have Taylor against Aston Villa, Livramento against Liverpool, and Archer against Man City. So that's the team for game week 20. And it looks like a pretty solid team. It's going to perform and get another green arrow. So so now let's look at the wild card, as I know many people of you are going to be using their wild cards. Let's look at it. So this is if I was using the wild card, this is how the wild card will be looking like for game week 20 and all the other game weeks coming up. The team looks solid. I'm going to be going through each player one by one, but just a slight reminder, this is the last game week you can be able to use your first wild card, because starting from next year the second wild card is going to be out and you cannot use your first wild card once the second one is out. So here's how the team is going to be looking like. We're going to be having Ariola in goal, back-to-back clean sheets against some hard opponents. Now they have easy fixtures coming up, and of course he's one of the cheapest goalkeepers in the game and is currently playing, so I'd go for him. Then the other goalkeeper in there will be Raya, with Arsenal having one of the best defenses in the league, and I think that's why Raya is going to be in the team. Then you have Gabriel, the same reason as Raya, one of the best defense in the league, and they have easy fixtures coming up with Fulham, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, who don't really score a lot of goals, so there's high chances of clean sheets. Then you have Pedro Porro, very attacking, so a lot of goals and assists. You just saw what he did against Brighton, managed to get an assist and picking up 2 bonus points, so he's very attacking, and I'd go for him in there. Then the same as Gusto, very attacking, so easy goals and assists. Then Trent, the same reason as Porro and Gusto, and a slight difference is that he's also on set pieces, he's also on corners and also on free kicks, and with the likes of Van Dijk getting at the end of those, I think is also a very good option to have in there. Then finishing off the defense, I'd go for Konza who has been very good for Aston Villa so far. They have Burnley and Everton coming up next, so I'd expect some clean sheets in that fixture. So that's the defense I'd go for, and the goalkeeping I'd also go for. Looks pretty solid and pretty decent to have in there as well. And then for the midfield, I'd go with Bowen playing as a striker at the moment, with Antonio and Danny Ings injured or falling out of favor with the manager. So there's high chances of many more attacking returns, especially goals for him, instead of the regular assists that he usually used to get. There's now a high chance of scoring goals. Same as Richarlison, midfielder playing as striker, and also a cheap alternative to Son. I think they offer the same kind of attacking returns. So of late, I don't know who takes penalties for Spurs. I don't think they've had a penalty this season. But Richarlison at 6.8 million, you can also save a lot of money from having Son. Then you have Palmer, cheap option, 5.6 million, and is also on penalties for Chelsea. So I'd highly recommend him to be in the team of your wild card. Then you have Salah, although it's only going to be 2 game weeks before he goes to AFCON. I still think it's a must own, because they have relatively easy fixtures coming up. That's why I'd go for him. And maybe soon when Haaland is back, maybe Salah will have gone. You can just transfer Salah to someone cheaper and go Alvarez to Haaland, which I think is going to be most people's play. And I think that's something I'd recommend also doing in the team. Then you have Foden, easy fixtures for Man City. With the likes of Haaland and KDB not being in the team, I think he's going to be the main man for Man City at the moment. So I hope that he's going to be able to live up to that and able to perform with some goals and assists in the upcoming fixtures. And then for the forwards, we're going to be having Alvarez, is the bagsman for Man City, and surprisingly, he's also on penalties for Man City, with Haaland not being in the team. So I'd highly go for him. Then you have Watkins, is the bagsman for Aston Villa. He scores a lot of goals for Villa, and that's why I've gone for him. Solanke, same reasons as Watkins, is the bagsman for Bournemouth. He always finds a way to score, and that's why I've gone for him as well in there. Then some other considerations you can think of bringing in your team is Turner, cheapest playing goalkeeper. You can go for him and maybe replace him with Raya if you want. I think it's about 3.9 million at the moment. I think it's a decent option. Then you have Walker in the defense if you want another defending alternative. They have easy fixtures coming up, and there's high chances of clean sheets with Man City. I know this is not allowed a lot of clean sheets, but I think for the upcoming fixtures they have higher chances of getting a clean sheet. Then we have Saka, who we all know is the bagsman for Arsenal and the creative machine for Arsenal as well. I'm not going for any Arsenal players in the team because they couldn't justify being in there as they have previous season. I think their defense offers better rewards than their midfield and forward line, and that's why I have Ryan and Gabriel in there. But Saka is also a very good alternative, and also Havertz if you want a differential in there. Then finishing off the other consideration is Nunez. He's a bagsman for Liverpool. I know he doesn't score a lot of chances, but he just scored his first goal. I think he didn't know how many games. Was it last game week or the game week before? So I think now he's going to be on form. Hopefully it's going to give him confidence to be able to perform. And yeah, so that's the wildcard team I'd go for. I hope you've been able to gather some things here and there for your wildcard teams, some helpful information. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you still have your wildcard and how your wildcard team is going to be looking like. And with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. A happy new year to all of you, a prosperous 2024 as well. May you be able to achieve all your goals for 2024. And and with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.